Ride 'em, cowboy! Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, to tonight's stream with me, Amayirot Akago. How you all doing? I'm having a bit of a slow day, slow weekend, slow everything. Well, I'm keeping myself busy, all the same, as can be expected. My AGS stuff is progressing bit by bit, which I'm happy about. The employment front, on the other hand, is moving rather slowly. I went and had another chat at a temp agency today for a possible taxi job. We'll have to see where that goes. Another taxi company that expressed interest said they'd call back later to schedule in an interview, so another case of wait and see. Getting kind of tired of being jerked around, but what are you gonna do? And at the same time, well, at least my money from my current job came in, or will come in soon. I already got my paycheck slip. So I did some shopping. And you remember my old compact PC that I needed a new power supply unit for? Well, I did some looking around, and I thought I might have found a site that's sold the type that I might have been able to use, called atxpowersupplies.com. I think they may have ripped me off. Because, well, okay, they offer a decent price point, and, well, of course, since I am ordering from America, the shipping is pretty exuberant. Well, what are you going to do? But what I should have noticed right off the bat when ordering is they didn't send me any kind of email, saying, confirming that I had placed the order or anything. All I got was, a little message back from PayPal saying, hey, you paid this and this to this person. And so, looking around the site, and, well, I accidentally, when trying to type in the site URL in my browser, I saw among the search results that site name and the word ripoff. So, being curious, I followed that, and it turns out that there's a bunch of people who were unhappy with the products that they received from them. They were either in poor condition or, well, didn't work, or were not as specified. So it seems like a pretty shady business all around. We'll have to wait and see if it's maybe just a bunch of people blowing things out of proportion, or if I just threw a whole lot of money at a faulty product and I'm not going to be seeing my money back again. I did get in touch with them through PayPal. I opened up a complaint with them, asking if maybe I could get a refund, but they said the power supply I ordered had already been shipped, so I'll wait until it arrives, and then I guess we'll see how that goes. But just the way that they conduct business does not inspire a whole lot of confidence. So that's probably the first and last time I'll shop at that place. But yeah, that concludes my little adventures as of late. So why don't we just forego all of that and head back into the game as intended. And continue where we left off last time, trying to put together a posse to invade Purgatory and get back my girlfriend. Yes, we'd already found one guy. And to find the next guy, we needed to collect a bunch of meteor pieces, which were sure to draw him out of hiding. We got a bunch of different places we can visit, so where do we start exactly? That is the question. It's a church, a brothel. Well, I'd be visiting strictly on business, of course. I don't suppose the Fate Trader might have any of those meteor pieces. Candle of the Dead. Plus 15 aim, plus 4 sight. Well, I can't afford it at any rate. So what's there to do at the brothel, aside from the obvious? A well-maintained farm composed of several large bungalows walled with extensive red lighting. Emma Bye-Bye's debaucherous establishment was known for its security. The place was guarded by the same women who worked the clients. Only a fool would cross them. Alright. They know how to take care of themselves. The brothel was a large complex. A gaggle of gunslingers hung around in its bar. The kitchen behind the counter led to an open courtyard, but you were forbidden from going there. You were allowed in the lobby, where the women watched you with distrust while doing their best to look seductive. Emma Bye-Bye, the establishment's madam, remained in her office. Is she maybe one of the others that we might be able to recruit? Return to the bar. The bar was about as busy as the private rooms, with the women working both as bouncers and waitresses. You noticed some vaqueros sitting around the table. If you were picking fights, them fellas could be a heap of trouble. Apart from them, though, it was mainly old ranchers gambling and sipping their booze. Buy a round of drinks. As the barmaid, the name Randy Harden rang any bells. What did they have on tap? Went up to the lobby, left the establishment altogether. Guess I'll ask around. When the girl made a face, you knew you'd hit the jackpot. She pointed to a building across the farm. Harden was there, she said, detained on orders from the wizard himself, which no one could figure since Harden had been the wizard's lieutenant for years. She pulled you in close and she said she thought it was because Harden was a diseased husk of a man, no longer fit for any real job. She said if you wanted to see him, you should talk to Madame Bye-Bye. Her breath hot on your neck, she asked what he wanted anything else. Asked to talk to the madam. James Rusk, Emma Bye-Bye's assistant, led you through the door and followed close behind you. The room was adorned with paper, mache, decorations, and china. In the center of the room, like a dare, stood a massive safe cabinet. You heard someone clear her throat and turned to see Emma Bye-Bye looking at you disapprovingly. That's the price of Harden's freedom. Emma Bye-Bye looked at her assistant and the two started giggling, then burst out into laughter. You attempted to shut their mouths with a gun. Seeing your consternation, Bye-Bye explained she only did business with important people. I mentioned my role in the masked man's untimely death. The men have said that hardly compared to being trusted, an ally of the wizard and the leader of a few and respected organization. He wondered aloud whether she was confusing the word ally with henchman. Do I really want to take that tone with her? Well, not like I can choose anything else. She looked at you dispassionately as she lit a cigarette on a long, slender filter. She asked why you were interested in a worthless son of a motherless goat like Harden. She inquired as to whether you ran a charity for cripples and hobos. With lightning swiftness, she pulled the assistant's gun from his holster and shot him in the stomach. struggling with your temper. You only managed a no. Emma Bye-Bye laughed disdainfully. She asked her assistant to buy a drink and escort you from the premises. Now I shoot him. Oh. Well then. No turning back now. Guess we'll see what my partner is capable of as well. Not a lot on us in the way of guns or equipment. I may have gone in slightly unprepared. If you wanted to save Florence, you needed an ironclad posse. Going up against the wizard was just the price of doing business.
Things didn't go exactly as planned. Despite the odds, you still needed to get Hardin out of there.
Right. See, one thing I don't really get about this game is, well, you know, it's set in the Old West and all. There's obviously supernatural elements, but they don't really bother to explain anything. Like, who is the masked man? Who's the wizard? Why do we have any reason to fear or hate them? They're just kind of there. You get me? It's like how the plot just kind of happens arbitrarily. Hey, Fletchert. Good to see a friendly face, finally. Okay, there's a bad girl over there. I think they explain it later, maybe? Well, it's a little late for that, Fletchert. Considering we're near the end of the game already, and that was a stupid move. Wow. Slowly need to get back into this. If I'm making a newbie mistake like that. Well, whatever. The game's fun. It's got a good Western, you know, atmosphere to it, at the very least. So the story doesn't matter that much. Just kind of a niggle of mine. Right. Okay, that's where they got Hardin. Yeah, no, he's no good to us right now, obviously. Out of ammo already. Oh, damn thing only carries one bullet. Not sure why I bother. Oh. Say hello to her back for me, Fletchert. Well, so far so good. As long as they keep going down, it means I'm doing something right. I was trying to move over to the window. Stupid weapon selection got in my way. Oh well. Yeah. Slim chance that was gonna work. Oh, hello. Guys, would you mind not killing him in his first battle? I kinda need him. was kind of a waste. At least I got her. Didn't necessarily need to use such a powerful ability on her. Ouch. Okay. Time to move out. Not quite. Okay. Can go that far at least. Wait. I can't hit him from there? Oh, I can't. No, just not with fan. Oh. No. Okay. Damn it. I didn't realize I'd used up both action points. Isn't that always the way? Oh, no. Ooh, that was ridiculously lucky. I think it's about time that he relocated to a safer position. Let's see. No chance of getting both of them at the same time, unfortunately. Take her out. No such luck. Not getting off to a good start here. Out of ammo. Well. That's good. I should, yeah, take the time to finally reload this thing for when I need it. Oh, I still have an action point to do something with. No, that's not worth it. Just sit tight for now. Hang on. He's got healing herbs. Yeah. He definitely needs those. Also, Warren might probably benefit from moving to a different spot as well, considering they keep rushing in through there and he's completely exposed. No, not over there. What's he got? Yeah. Move anywhere else? Maybe you can finish him off. No. Just healed him, damn it. Inconsiderate break. Is there even a point to trying to go back here? No, we have to go through here. One way or another. Kill him already. Thank you. Right. I thought I already reloaded this damn thing. Guess not. Goody goody. Another guy in there. Could go in there and create some cover, it looks like. Oh, would that really be necessary? If I can just shoot here. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, fully loaded. But I might as well take the time to reload this as well. Okay, we've confirmed there's nobody in this room. You don't suppose they're still following us? Guess we'll find out. I'm noticing a distinct lack of enemies all of a sudden. A good sign? Oh wait, there is a door here. Okay. Thought this was a one-way. Oh, dead end. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't have possibly killed everybody already, right? And yet, I keep running into absolutely no one out here. So what, I just rush in here and that'll be the end of it? If I'm right and there are no more enemies left. How about in here? Oh, there is one. There's one. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet, then. This doesn't look like it's going to be too challenging.
His guard was strong and imposing. You couldn't release Harden with her around.
Wait, seriously? Only 1 damage from this range? And a 6-shooter? 2 damage, 52%. She's tough, though. Oh. Oh, he's already used up his turn. Thought he might still be able to fire, but... well, no matter. Now we finish it. How do you miss from that range? Oh, he's 59%, but still. Oh, well. Now he's fucking dead. Good going.
Free from his binds, Hardin thanked you and cursed those who betrayed him. Of course, he had no idea why you freed him in the first place. But it was time to leave.
Well, we won. At the cost of one of my 3 guys. So, I can't say that was completely worth it. Bloodstained shirt. Stimulant. Provides movement at the cost of maximum HP. Doesn't sound appealing. It's got a sawed-off cobra. Volcano pistol. Oh, he seems pretty well equipped already. Also, we got some new cards. Ravage an enemy not protected by sunlight. Queen of Hearts. Ignored by enemies in setup stage. That could prove useful. Black Joker. Wild card. He's got decent stats, actually. Yeah. Okay, so back to business as usual then. All land was Indian property. If the rumors were true, a powerful native mystic lived here who could take on the form of a cougar. It was said he possessed another piece of the meteor. Look for tracks. As you were about to give up, you spotted the cougar. That's a bear. It looked ordinary except for an unusual pattern on its face and a necklace with a piece of rock tied to it. Shoot it between the eyes. The cougar dodged the bullet, then leapt at you, knocking you to the ground. The two of you rolled around the hillside as you desperately reached for your boot knife. Finally, you got it loose and slid it between 2 of the beast's ribs. You sustained grave wounds in the struggle, but the meteor piece was yours. Horn is now affected by spine fracture and sight cured. The piece of the meteor in your hand heated up, melted, and sank into your skin. You felt empowered. If you wanted to collect these pieces to drive persons out of hiding, you had to avoid burning them up. Okay, then. The stench of tanning liquids was smothering, but the tanner was rumored to possess a piece of the meteor, so he pressed on. When you told him what you were looking for, he shrugged. He once used a piece in the tanning vat to speed up the reaction. Now, though, he'd found a reliable source of the tanning catalyst and didn't need the meteor anymore. Unfortunately for you, however, it lay at the bottom of a vat full of toxic material. If you're desperate enough, you could simply reach for it. Ask Hardin to do it. Companion searched for the meteor inside the vat. It took a while, and when a stone was finally retrieved, your companion's hand was badly burned. It would require medical attention. Another piece of the material. Burning it up would give you extra power. Keeping them would help you recruit another companion. Keep it. That's the whole reason why we're looking for those things in the first place. You came across a prospect inside where a group of slaves toiled in narrow coffin-sized holes in the ground, hauling silver from beneath the earth. It was doubtful these mines were sanctioned by the authorities. Rumor had it Mr. Brecky, one of the proprietors, had a collection of precious stones. A piece of the meteor was his most prized piece. Offered the prospectors $50 for the meteor. Threatened the prospectors with violence. Collection owner was reluctant to part with it, but nervous that if he refused, you'd take it by force. He offered you $100 to let him keep the stone. No, I want it. Your threats fell on deaf ears. You had to kill them. They put up a fight and wounded one of your companions, but in the end, you retrieved the stone. Keep it. Well, this is going well so far. Every place we go, we run into something or someone who ends up horribly wounding us. A lonely, dilapidated wagon was parked beside a popular resting ground. Dr. Mason von Warner's wagon smelled very strongly of liquor? No, it must have been antiseptic. The doctor looked at you absent-mindedly through his greasy glasses. He may have been drunk and high on opium, but he was the only medic in the area. Could he help with the Harden's embarrassing problem? The quack admitted he had a single dose of mercury stashed for emergencies. It would temporarily relieve Harden's ailment, but the effect would vanish after a while. $50? Mercury? This sounds like a bad deal, but whatever. Having no desire what came next, you left the wagon. Half an hour later, Harden emerged from the wagon looking confused, but stronger. Other matters you needed to attend to. For healing? Need some patching up. Other matters you needed to attend to. Well, okay. We managed to heal Warren at least, but cost quite a bit of money. Ghetto Matthew's tomb. I don't think we've been there yet. A burial place. It was reputed to belong to one of the 4 evangelists, a gang of 4 brothers named Mark, Matt, Luke, and John. A disfigured vagrant sat on the tomb. He presented himself as Necator, a seer. He told you that each of the brothers' tombs contained an inscription that told part of their story. If someone read the story in correct order, it would reveal the location of the gang's stash. Exciting. Read the inscription. Mark was the eldest and the others had always followed his orders, but John harbored a secret bitterness. When they finally tracked down the masked doctors responsible for the atrocities, he disobeyed his eldest command to provide cover. Without his brother's protection, Matthew was riddled by bullets. They buried him here. Shit. I didn't mean to... Well, I know for a fact it wasn't this one, so it's a... must be one of these other 3. Emotion? Reaction... Agility... Recovery? Some of the decrypted words made sense, but not enough to decode the location of the stash. Okay, no, we get to try again anyway. If we can find the other graves. Tarpon Necropolis. You arrived in an area dominated by sinkholes and mud pits. It served as a graveyard of sorts. Allowing coffins to simply sink into the bog was highly economical. Your reflections were interrupted by the sight of a tall figure pacing back and forth across the necropolis. In the morning mist of the surreal landscape, it looked like an apparition. Dressed all in black and carrying a shovel, he looked as though he must be an undertaker. Oh my god, it's the tall man. If the rumors about like that hunting for you... If the rumors about like that hunting for you... This sentence makes no sense. This man could be dangerous. I found out his identity. The man's polite greeting turned to excitement as he realized who you were. His name was Shane Carter Holmes, and he recognized you from your hunt for the masked man. Between coffins and funeral services, your one-man slaughterhouse routine, as he called it, made him a pretty penny. He'd been looking for you for weeks to express his thanks. Oh, well. Who'da thunk? He handed you a stack of useful items, including some cash and a piece of the meteor. Well, that was lucky. Let's see, where haven't we been to yet? I don't think we've been to the church. Oh, there's the other tombs. Okay. Local chapel used a piece of meteor as the main jewel adorning its communion chalice. Vicar Simon Sams, who the locals respectfully called Bishop, refused to surrender the stone. The only option was to shoot him and face whatever consequences there were for killing a man of God on consecrated soil. You decided to return later. No need for that yet. Probably. Luke's tomb was adorned with a caduceus. Wow. Caduceus. I think that's how I pronounce it. Read this inscription. John drifted alone, rootless and without purpose. Finally tired of being outgunned and outnumbered, he decided he could not continue. He was on preparing to take his own miserable life when Luke returned bent on reconciliation. He'd found some leads on the masked doctors, and the time to strike was now. I forget entirely how the other inscription went, so I'm not sure if it's before or after that one. Hey, Benfire. Glad you could join us. Mark's tomb had almost succumbed to the elements, but the inscription was still in good condition. The hearse was not carrying the worldly remnants of the departed to distant soil. Instead, it contained living human parts kept alive in jars by electricity and eldritch bombs. Mark was resolute. Whoever did this must pay. John and Matt disagreed. For the first time, the brothers were divided. Ew. And a mark of burial on this pile of red sandstone was the heavy inscription plate. The brothers fell into disarray. Mark blamed John. John blamed Mark. And Luke, who'd always brokered their peace, was powerless to reconcile them. Tempers escalated until John drew on Mark and another brother fell. This time by the hand of his own kin. It was the end of the evangelists. This would be the last one. Okay. I'm going to check back at Matthew's real quick just to read what was on his inscription again. Mark was the eldest and the others had always followed his orders, but John harbored a secret bitterness. When they finally tracked down the masked doctors responsible for the atrocities, he disobeyed his eldest command to provide cover. Without his brother's protection, Matthew was riddled by bullets. They buried him here. I think this would come before... right before John. So Matthew, John... yeah. What comes before Matthew? The hearse was not carrying... for the first time, the brothers were divided. John drifted alone, rootless and without purpose, finally tired of being outgunned. Could not continue when Luke returned back in reconciliation. Okay, so... Mark, Luke, Matthew, John. Read the whole story. Not enough to decode the location of the stash. Huh. Got it wrong after all. No? Hearst was not carrying the worldly remains of the departed to distant soil. So, wait. John is the last one. The end of the evangelists. Or evangelists, whatever. Matthew was riddled by bullets. They buried him here. Yeah, one of them gets killed. They all blame each other for it. They all kill each other. At least that's the way that makes most sense to me. There's no real beginning to this story, though. The brothers were divided. No. I clicked on the wrong one at the beginning. So Mark, Luke, John, Matt, no. I can't figure this out. Screw it, we're taking the meteor piece from the church. The vicar never stood a chance. You claimed the piece of the meteor, but as you touched it, you began coughing badly. Ain't that just the way? Keep it. You had all the meteor pieces you wanted. When you returned to the main road, a messenger handed you a letter from the wizard. The man wasn't happy with your stunt at the brothel, but he provided the location of persons as per your agreement. It was a trap, but it wasn't the first you were willingly walking into. Lookout Hill. The old fort offered strong defensive positions to whoever managed to get there first. Knowing you'd come for persons, the wizard had set up an ambush with his best men. You had to deduce the scheme, however. Now you just had to decide if you wanted to attack now or let them stew a while. Attack. Not like we got anything better to do. Petrification Bolt. Deals minor damage, debilitates enemy movement. Noise Bomb. Decreases aim and defense for everyone in radius. Medical Bag. Immediate health boost. Stimulants. Vitality Elixir. There's a bottle of liquor. Dose of opium. No. Let's see. Short range, 6 ammo. Pepper box does more damage. We'll go with that. Yeah, we're good. Cards. Yep, all distributed. Let's do this. You were told persons would be here. No one bothered to specify whether he'd be alive.
Even the wizard's best men couldn't stop you. Stealing the opium stash would add insult to injury.
Optional objective. Charming. Well, we've already got company. Nope. First blood. Oh, well. So much for cover. Oh, come on. Those damn debuffs are taking their toll. Well, all things considered, they're still going down easily enough so far. Just takes a little effort and patience. In we go.
You recovered a supply of opium.
Yoink.
Another crate recovered. That would fetch a pretty penny.
Another thing I don't really like about this game, by the way, these missions are kind of samey after a while, too. Like, go in here, rescue this person. Go in there, kill all of these guys. Not really a whole lot of variety. Compared to some similar games like XCOM, which is what I've been mainly comparing this to. Of course, XCOM also had the whole base building aspect to it. This one just has the wandering around the desert until you get to the next combat section part of it. Oh, god damn it. Why couldn't I have spotted that guy sooner? No, no. Maybe stop a train track being blown up. Yeah, wow. You're already being more creative than the developers have been. Well, some of the boss battles were interesting, I guess. Mostly just in trying to overcome a powerful enemy by using all the different abilities I had at my disposal, but those were few and far between. These windows, I shouldn't have sent him this way. Well, it looks like he should be able to just march right up and rescue this guy. Yeah, no problem.
Persons thanked you politely for the rescue. He was eager to fight back against his oppressors.
I'll bet he was.
In fact, he refused to leave until they were all dead.
find a way back out again. Yeah, well, that was useful. Okay. I still can't see anybody to shoot at. Well, let's see if Persons has more luck. Not like that, he won't. Could hit him with that. Maybe I should wait for the proper moment. This guy's pretty hard to hit. Is he in the shadows? 5 damage to an enemy not protected by something. No. That's not gonna help right now. Suppose I could try and shoot him. No, let's not do an artery shot. Too low chance for that to be useful. No, 1 damage. It's a start. And he's a lousy shot, so I got that working for me. See if I can move everyone up to try and flank him. Gotta keep moving, can't stop halfway. There's no cover there. Oh, he's moving. That's a prime opportunity for him. Dang it. No line of fire? Really? This game's also pretty unclear on that kind of thing. I'm noticing when you can and can't hit somebody. 18 shooter. Chain revolver. Oh, here goes. Right, got another hit on him at least. And he's just gonna stay there. Oh, there's another bad guy down there. Thought it was odd that I hadn't run into more of them. And shotgun's out of ammo. Well, I should still have time to reload, right? Yeah. That only costs 1 action point. I guess I'm too used to XCOM where reloading takes up an entire turn. At least I think it did. Could be remembering wrong. It's not a good position to be shooting from, I'm noticing. Haven't hit him even once from there. Warren spent. He was bound to get hit sooner or later, but at least it wasn't for more damage. We're whittling him down. He still can't hit him. Okay, he's finally got a line of fire. It's only a matter of time before he goes down. Especially with the pitiful amount of damage he's dishing out. If he manages to hit me at all, that is. Come on, one more.
Henry Persons inhaled deeply, enjoying the smell of fresh blood and spent gunpowder. His contented smile was a clear indication of how truly insane he was.
And we're done. When the dust settled after the battle, he was there. The stranger who had halted your death. The man who told you to kill and burn. You knew now, from the cold feeling in your bones, who he must be. He applauded your efforts in bringing together this posse and said you had only one more task ahead of you before you could invade Purgatory. Confront the wizard and force him to reveal how to get there. He said that first you had a question for him. With a wry reply, he grinned. With a wry grin, he replied, "Shoot." You said you had a good reason to invade Purgatory. True love. He snorted at this. But you continued you couldn't figure his angle for the life of you, and you knew he always had an angle. It was simple, he replied. He said the natural order of things was the most vicious crime ever perpetrated on mankind. It turned men into slaves who crawled from cradle to grave in servitude, their pathetic existences hardly qualifying as life at all. Chaos, on the other hand, revealed mankind's full potential. Where there were madmen, there were geniuses. Where there were the most depraved villains, the greatest heroes rose. To upset the status quo was mankind's highest calling, and there was no greater bastion of the status quo than Purgatory. That's Chaos Theory. He had been grooming you as his champion all this time, he said, and now the end was in sight. Once you forced the wizard to show you the way to Purgatory, you could end mankind's servitude forever. It was your final test. Well, well. Let's do it. You returned to the circus tent to find it deserted, with the crowd missing. The dark rooms looked completely unfamiliar. You could start by searching for the wizard in a performance center backstage. Backstage seems like a good bet. For a traveling circus, the backstage looked strangely luxurious, furnished with mirrors, lavish rugs, and china. In an instant, the china exploded in a flash of blinding light, spraying you with fine dust. You managed to rub the irritants from your eyes just in time to see a roof beam plunging toward you. The beam hit you forcefully, inflicting serious injury. Continue your pursuit of the wizard into the main tent. Of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. Red and blue lights illuminated a host of wax figures. Some of them looked oddly similar to you. The rest of the automatons were representations of the wizard. All of them repeated the same movement again and again. You sensed the foul presence though. Your gut told you the wizard was here too. Persons shouted, pointing at the automaton holding a Gatling gun. It had broken from the movement of the others and was turning toward you. As you ducked, the wizard unleashed a hail of bullets that ripped the place apart. You crawled into a stable shooting position and managed to incapacitate him with a shot in the arm. You demanded to know where the grim boatman was. The wizard smiled. He had no quarrel with you until he was told to. He was like you, he said, a puppet to a greater mastermind. He had traded his soul for his magical abilities. I suppose I want to know more. Weeks ago, the stranger who given him his talents, again, bad grammar, had returned to tell the wizard you were coming. The stranger had offered new promises. He would bring the wizard international renown if he tested your mettle. The wizard was to devise a series of challenges and obstacles for you to surmount. He didn't realize he was never supposed to succeed. This brought him to his final words. He was now straining to speak. It was all very simple, he said with a grim chuckle. He would find the grim boatman down the road by the riverbank. Then, having spilled his final secret, the Grand Wizard Algrado died. Out of the corner of your eye, you could see your shootout had caused a fire, which was now spreading across the compound. Let's get out of here. Take the boat from the grim boatman to Purgatory. Woohoo! As it turned out, the grim boatman wasn't a person after all. It was a disused mariner, named after a fire that took the lives of almost 100 people, including Governor Sean Milton Greenhalgh and Dave Guys, the railroad builder. A lone boat sat waiting. Took the boat across the river. As you rode across the river, the landscape started to change. What had at first been a grassy shoreline had turned into a nightmarish wasteland. Gradually, the current got stronger, and to your horror, a massive waterfall appeared in front of you. You tried to resist, but the rushing water was too strong. You plunged over the waterfall into the unknown. Dead men tell no tales. We made it. You woke up in a strange place that you found oddly familiar. It looked as though it had been built by humans. You had arrived in Purgatory. Finally, you were moments away from saving Florence. Do you wish to play the rest of the story from Warren's perspective or the Undertaker's? If you choose Warren, you will play with your current posse. If you choose the Undertaker, you will play a posse made up of him and various surviving characters from previous scenarios? Oh, this is kind of a weird break in the story all of a sudden. Dude. Yeah, well, what you said, Fletcher. So, I guess I'll go with Warren. That's what the whole thing has been about all this time, I guess. Ooh, new guns. Harmonica gun? An innovative design gives this weapon an extremely fast reload time. 4 damage, short range, 10 ammo. 12 damage, 1 ammo. Sugar mandrake powder restores luck over time. Dose of opium debilitates movement. Petrification bolt. Medical bag. Suppose he can take that with him. No buffs. Yeah, I'd say we're good. Cards. Oh, hello. Gives me every single card. just like that. So I can just pick and choose all of my favorite abilities. Huh. Well then. You know what? I've never, ever used this cannibal thing, and I doubt I will now, so... Vengeance. Survive a fatal shot. If you kill your killer, you'll make it, otherwise you'll die. Sounds like something he might enjoy using. Jack of Clubs, dodge. If there's a chance to dodge the bullet, you will. Shriek. Damages enemies in sight. Panic. Terror. Nearby enemies panic. Ace of Clubs. Shots don't replenish enemy luck. Plus nearby enemies lose luck all the time. That sounds like a good deal. Transfusion. Equalization. Regenerate when not in direct sunlight. Yes. Shadow Cloak. When not in direct sunlight, you become invisible. Suppose that covers Warren then. Scavenger. Someone found the best guns in the world on dead enemies, then you tend to lose them. Use steering sense nearby enemies. What's he got? Black Joker. Shadow Kill. Golden Bullet. Ignored by enemies in setup. Track wounded enemies. Every hit you score cripples the target. Yeah, you know what? I'll give that to Warren. Yeah. Gain demonic strength. Bounce bullets off one or more ricochet objects. Bolster your parameters when surrounded by enemies. Kill an enemy, get a chance to kill another and another. Yeah, this seems pretty good. The fate of the world would be resolved here. It was the final trial, the end of the lie.
And so, you arrived in Purgatory, where your own father, the Undertaker, would try to put an end to your fool's errand.
Oh, so that's how it's gonna go, huh? Guess that's what the decision was about, whether we were gonna... Yeah. So either Warren was going to win or The Undertaker, which would have given you a different ending then. I thought they were going to work together. But nope. This is how it's got to be, I suppose. And there's no enemies in sight yet. At least none in the firing line. Pretty small arena, all things considered. Guess I should send someone up ahead to this first. No one yet. He can go up here. See what to do next when we get there. Enemies are taking a while to show up. Is there something I could use to make cover? Oh. These things. Apparently. These things tend to be kind of obscured as well, from what I've noticed. Okay, yeah. So they're on the other side. Need to take the bridge to get to them. Good chance to hit them from here. B persons. Nice. Just move on up. These guys all have a decent amount of health from what I'm seeing. If I don't move, I should just be able to reload and shoot again. Oswald Harrington. I remember him. Shame I'm gonna have to kill him now. That's it, I'm all bunch up like that. Is the Undertaker with him? Yes, he is. I got him right in my sights. Sorry, Dad. You brought this upon yourself.
Because of you, those in purgatory cannot move on. You exist between life and death, and that has disrupted the natural order.
Okay. Again, they drop these plot details kind of out of nowhere. Who's next? Oh, I can only shoot him. Whatever. Die. Or not. That was a waste. Probably shouldn't do that. Now will you die?
You must know by now that all your suffering has been orchestrated. From that fateful night on the Oregon Trail when your mother was murdered, to the curse that befell your father, to your death at the hands of the masked man, to your undead existence and all the misery and bloodshed that came with it. You have been a puppet all along. If you destroy Purgatory, you will not bring Florence back. She and every other soul you release will wander lost, untethered from the world of the living, restlessly roaming and never finding peace. Unless you let her go, all you will create is more chaos.
Isn't it a little late to be worrying about all that? I mean, here we are. I just murdered my own father. Now I'm killing the last of his goons. And what then, huh? Gonna be no turning back from that. Not like I have a whole lot of choice right now, that's what I'm saying.
Have to make a choice.
Or is there? Commit suicide to undo the devil's plan, destroy the purgatory. Oh, well, okay. So I do have a choice now. I suppose the obvious good thing to do would be to commit suicide. Yeah, so we just get an arbitrary good ending, bad ending. Blech. Well, I've taken this thing as far as I can. Let's see how it'll end. Shall we? Oh, there were stairs back there. Wasn't sure how I was supposed to get over there.
Purgatory is destroyed. Souls scatter to the four winds, Florence among them. But they are lost and can never be found. The devil didn't lie, but he tricked you yet again. The lonesome souls are drawn to the living, causing madness among them. Misery and famine spread across the land. The devil succeeded, and now you will remain for eternity in the world you ravaged.
Oops. My bad. Oh, that was unfulfilling. Kind of this game in a nutshell, really. I mean, it wasn't bad, it was just... eh. Well, suppose that's the end of the game then. Yeah, and if I want to see the other ending, I have to play through the whole damn thing all over again. See, this is why you don't have autosave in your game. You actually let people save whenever they want to. Well, that wraps up this game, but I'm not done streaming yet for tonight. We've only been going for an hour and a half. And I want to go out on a high note.